I'm here with Thomas X. Grasso and wanted to know, Tom, why would someone want to go to the 100th anniversary of the opening of the barge canal?
Well, Brett, we celebrate important events. You know, it's like our family's events, and the canal in some way is part of our collective family. You know, it's part of our national fabric. The Erie Canal made New York the Empire State. So that's one reason, just the fact that to come to a celebration and to have a little bit of fun, to meet new people and broaden your horizons, perhaps, and just engaging with people and discussing things. There'll be experts there. There'll be not so many experts there. It's open for everybody. You don't have to know anything about it. You'll still get something of value out of it, and you'll meet a lot of nice people, and that'll be really good. It really will be.
Mm-hmm. So what's going to be happening to celebrate this centennial?
So we're going to have two events. The first is Saturday, May 5th, to have a forum, to get people together to discuss issues, a little bit of history, why it's important to us. What would happen if it went away? Would that be a big thing? Would that be not such a big thing? What would happen to our quality of life? What will be the future? How do we guarantee the future? Some interesting engineering aspects of it, how the dams work, and all that has to go into keeping those dams. They're 100 years old, you know, if not actually more in some places. How do you keep them going with the same equipment for so long? So there's a lot of behind the scenes. There's backstories on how to keep this thing going that I think is interesting and compelling. And I think even if you don't know anything about it, you'll go, wow, I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know that the barge canal blasted more rock, excavated more soil, poured more concrete than the Panama Canal.
Wow.
And that's, plus in Rochester, the deepest cut anywhere on the canal system of New York State is between East Henrietta Road and West Henrietta Road. The deepest, about 54 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the west side of the city, going towards the airport, there's the long rock cut that starts somewhere near Scottsville Road, goes all the way to Long Pond Road. And that's 6 miles maybe, or 7 miles long of solid rock. That's why it's contract 6, not contract 100. that was let early because they all knew that if this thing wasn't done in a timely manner, you know, everyone would be sitting around waiting them to try to blast through this the Niagara Escarpment, you know. So that was kind of special.
Mm-hmm.
And the vessels, people will learn some of the vessels that used to ply the canal and still do. So it's a huge economic engine. People don't realize. They always say, well, the Erie did, you know, at one time do this, and the Erie did that, and it was. No, it isn't. It's is. It's in the present. It's huge. Think of Shane Place in Pittsford, Fairport, and Brockport, and Spencerport. And if the canal went away, disaster, big time.
Big hole. So you mentioned the two events. There's another. So the one on the 5th.
Correct.
When's the other?
And the other one's on the 10th, the actual day. On the morning of May the 10th, 1918, state engineers, contractors, and some Rochester officials gathered on the east bank of the Genesee. They had constructed the new canal going around the city that once used to bisect the city, but now Teddy Roosevelt's ditch is going around the city, an end run, with a connection through the Genesee River to Cornhill Landing and so forth. And so they gathered, and the chief engineer with his shovel dug a little trench across an earth dam that separated the completed canal from the Genesee. And there was a cascade of water. We want to recreate that on the 10th at Genesee Valley Park at the guard lock just west of Kendrick Road. And it's amazing. If you've never seen it, it really is something. You know, when that gate creaks and groans and shakes and comes up and whoosh, this rush of water, just like when Frank Williams did it 100 years ago. Hell, and we're going to use a Frank Williams shovel, which he was the chief engineer that opened the canal. So it's the first filling. There ought to be some that would be really neat. But even neater than that, since this is Teddy Roosevelt's ditch, we're going to resurrect Teddy Roosevelt. So we're going to dig him up and get him here. And he'll answer questions, say a few words. You might be able to engage Teddy Roosevelt, meet him, shake his hand, and get your picture taken. It'll be fun. You know, why not? So why didn't we do that on a Saturday? Could be a question. Why do it on a Thursday morning? That was the day it happened, you know. So you have to honor that, I think.
Terrific. Well, I'm looking forward to being there.
Well, good.
I'm sure a fine time will be had by all.
That's true. And then after that, after the festivities of creating the first tidal wave going down the canal, there'll be a bus tour, which one has to register for because you have to pay for the bus and lunch. And we're going to have a guidebook printed. And that'll begin right after the festivities. We'll go to Court Street Dam because the Court Street Dam is seemingly an innocuous. You walk the dinosaur barbecue and there it is. You know, it looks like a little thing. You know, there may be some waters going over it, maybe not. I mean, it doesn't look very, you know, but it controls everything in Western New York, from Lockport all the way to Edgewood and Lock 33 at Edgewood by the Jewish Community Center. That Court Street Dam controls it.
Wow.
And so that's crucial. That's huge.
That one dam controls the water level for that whole length.
That's correct.
Wow.
Probably 70 miles or so, maybe a little bit more. And it's amazing. But you walk by and it looks like, you know, this green thing is sitting there, you know. And, you know, it's not as grandiose as Grand Coulee Dam or anything, but it's a fact. I mean, the effect is much greater than, you know, what it may look like. You know, it looks like a little structure. I guess what I'm trying to say. It's small in appearance, but it's huge, and it's a fact. And then we'll go over to Great Embankment Park, and the Great Embankment is one of the greatest engineering achievements in Western New York to get the canal across the Irondequoit Valley on a level. And barge construction was an even greater achievement than when Clinton Stitch Canal came through. And you will learn about that. Lock 62 behind Applebee's in Pittsford Plaza, and what town of Pittsford. Now that's a 19th century, not a barge canal feature, but it's so important because it's been sitting there since 1920, 21. And people are trying to come up with ideas what to do with. Well, the town of Pittsford is really taking an active interest, and that's going to become a wonderful park in the near future, a sustainable one. You know, not a flash in the pan. That's something that's going to happen, and then 2 years later it's all overgrown again. You know, and that'll be spectacular. Fairport, Bushnell's Basin. So we've got some interesting things to show people, and you got to be led by me. What could be better? That's got to be worth more than $60 a head, I think.
I can't imagine. Well, I certainly believe that this little time in answering that question is going to entice a lot of people to hear the rest of the story from Mr. Grasso.
Yeah. We'll have fun, I guarantee you that.
Well, terrific. Well, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
we'll look forward to seeing you there.
All right, thank you, Brett.